Have you ever seen a witch?
Late at night, the black box installed in a car is illuminating a dark road. Something faint is visible in the glow of the headlights. It's moving with a grotesque gait completely different from a normal person. With disheveled hair, a hunched back, and a duck-footed walk, it's approaching. As it gets closer, the shape covered by a white blanket becomes clearer. When that form starts running faster, the driver panics and quickly reverses. Even though the car speeds backward in escape, this witch-like being keeps chasing. At that moment, the driver boldly turns the steering wheel to the left into an open space and succeeds in escaping. Have you ever seen a 007 agent? Suddenly, a gentleman in a suit appears on this rural road. At first, a car is driving along a quiet nighttime road with its headlights on. Then suddenly, at a corner of the road, it encounters two men in suits. It's a totally mismatched scene, out in the middle of a dark rural road. As soon as they see the car's headlights, they start running away in a panic. But right at that moment, more men in suits suddenly appear from the bushes. Then they begin dancing in unison toward the car, as if performing a ritual. The dance isn't just casual stepping, it feels more like a ceremonial rite. A red light flickers ominously in the distance behind the men. Whether it's a flame or a flare, the atmosphere is unsettling. Then suddenly, from the left, a man wearing a deer mask appears, leaning on a cane. Experiencing something like this while driving would make someone timid like me faint on the spot. What would you do if you encountered a dinosaur in the forest? There's a motion-sensing camera set up at night to observe wild animals. Usually, it only captures scenes of roe deer or wild boars passing by. But at that moment, a creature moving at incredible speed gets caught on camera. It's like a raptor straight out of Jurassic Park. Looking at the silhouette captured by the camera, it's definitely walking on two legs with a long tail. Its eyes reflect the light, exuding a sharp predator vibe. Whether it's real or some CG composite is unknown. Still, its intense gaze and sleek movements give off an oddly realistic feeling. If it's real, could dinosaurs still be living in hiding today? The thought sends chills down my spine, but there's also a part of me that thinks it would be fascinating to see. It's 2:48 a.m., July 30th, 2023, on Canada's Crow's Nest Highway. In the pitch-black darkness, a car is speeding along. Suddenly, up ahead, there's a shape that looks like a pure white wedding dress. Appearing out of nowhere in the middle of the road startles the driver, who hits the brakes and steers away. It all happened so fast. Who would be out here in a wedding dress at this hour? Must be a ghost, right? Fortunately, there was no major accident, but what that white figure was remains a mystery. Here's why you shouldn't walk alone in the forest. In broad daylight, in a Canadian forest, a remote camera is recording. A creature appears, with a shaggy head of hair and a beard like a bandit. It breaks thick trees with its bare hands. It even lifts a whole tree with one hand and smashes it to the ground. Watching such unbelievable strength, there's no way it's human. Could it be Bigfoot, often mentioned in Canadian legends? The video taken in April 2024 appears so vivid that Bigfoot might not just be a legend. The footage is crystal clear, and it's all too real. Have you ever been stuck in an infinite loop? Someone is driving at night on a rural road in Malaysia. Suddenly, a woman appears in a spot without a sidewalk. Startled, they slow down and pass by, but soon another woman appears. Remember this woman in the pink top. Continuing forward, women keep showing up. And then, the same woman in the same pink top reappears. It's as if a ghost is teleporting, popping up here and there. The scariest part is that this road, known as Jalan Kolam Air in Malaysia, had numerous suicide reports in the 1980s. There were always rumors of ghosts appearing, but this was the first time one was caught on video. One night in 2013, driving on a dark road, someone suddenly appears roadside asking for help. Feeling bad about just passing by, you decide to give them a ride. The person in the car seems extremely anxious. Then, a little later, Slenderman is standing ominously under a streetlight on the left side of the road. What was he doing there? It was so quick, but it sent chills down my spine. This time, the footage is a bit clearer. An isolated road on the outskirts, and a motorcycle is passing by. At some moment, a white skinny silhouette appears up ahead. It has no hair, and its face is so pale you can't even see its expression. Plus, it's standing barefoot. They slowly follow it, filming, and then suddenly the alien turns around and looks behind. It stares at them for a moment, then carries on as if nothing happened. Normally you'd expect them to run away, but these people must have nerves of steel. In the depths of a Russian forest, on a snow-covered road, a car is slowly passing through. It's pitch black without any streetlights, when suddenly, a hairy creature dashes across the road at high speed. Startled, the people slow down and stop.
No one can run that fast on a snowy road like this.
Exactly. Could it be the legendary Yeti? Who would be out in such a deep forest in the middle of the night? This is along a river in Scotland, famous for its beautiful natural scenery. A female photographer had set up a camera near the river to capture otters. Usually, it just caught scenes of otters hunting fish or playing around, but this time, it captured something unexpected. Look closely at the trees on the left. Several human-like silhouettes appear and disappear among the trees. Their forms are mysteriously opaque, and it feels like they're watching this way. Even though the camera isn't moving, these ghosts shift around slightly.
If I were a ghost, I'd live here too. The scenery is so beautiful.
I find it a bit creepy though. Reminds me of the ghost warriors from The Lord of the Rings. Maybe it's the spirits of those who died in this forest, intrigued by the camera. Suddenly, I feel a chill in the air. Have you ever seen an alien host? Like the ones from Spider-Man or Venom in the movies. On a rural farm, the goats are bleeding strangely. They look unusually anxious, so people rush over to check. Looking closely, a black alien-like creature is clinging underneath one goat's belly. It looks like sticky slime attached to the goat, controlling it. Even when people poke it with a stick, it barely comes off. The goat cries out in pain, and they manage to tear the creature off. Then, its true form is revealed. Look at it flowing across the ground like jelly as it escapes. It's like watching the symbiote in Venom come to life.
A goat turning into Venom would be cool, wouldn't it?
I have to admit, I'm curious too. How would you feel if a spider the size of a soccer ball appeared in your house? This is footage from a hallway camera inside a house. At 1:14 a.m., suddenly, a black object appears near the wall. At first, it looked like a giant spider, but if you look closely, it has multiple horn-like protrusions. It almost looks like a bizarre deer antler. People call it a skinwalker from American folklore. This entity appears in the legends of the Navajo, a Native American tribe. It's said to be a sorcerer who can transform from a human into an animal. Typically, they transform into coyotes, owls, or crows. Moving quickly in those forms, they fool people and give them a hard time. The scary part is that skinwalkers can read your mind and even control thoughts and actions. They can even cause illness. They are considered so frightening that, in Navajo culture, people avoid even mentioning their name. Have you heard of monsters living in rivers? On a sunny day, the river water sparkles, and in the middle of the river, a long, smooth black mass is spotted. At first, people thought it was some huge eel or snake, but apparently not. Some say it might be a seal or an otter, but no one is sure exactly what creature it is. This creature appears to have a tail fin, which an otter doesn't have, and seals or sea lions live in the ocean, not rivers. That's why there's a debate. Among the green leaves in a narrow woodland, a mysterious creature has been caught on camera, covered head to toe in black fur. It's neither a gorilla nor a chimpanzee. Look at how it walks. The swing of its arms and its gait seem very human. After leaving its traces, it just disappears deeper into the forest. One of the big humanoid or monstrous figures said to inhabit forests is Bigfoot. Bigfoot is a legendary, unconfirmed creature from North America, also known as Sasquatch. It literally means a giant covered in hair. It's said to stand about 2.5 meters tall, usually described as ape-like. Most sightings come from the Rocky Mountains in the US and Canada. In 1924, a Canadian farmer claimed he was abducted by a group of Bigfoots and escaped. Because of these mysteries, many people set out to confirm Bigfoot for themselves. Interestingly, in 2021, Oklahoma put up a $2.4 billion bounty to attract tourists. Of course, in 2008, Someone claimed to have found a Bigfoot corpse, but it turned out to be a hoax. Why not try finding Bigfoot yourself one day? On a cliff above the sea in Israel, the weather is gloomy and the waves are rough. Two men are admiring the view of the rocks below, filming the scene. If you look closely, there's a human-like figure sitting on the rocks out there. Zoom in, and its lower body looks like a fish's tail with long hair on top. It's a mermaid. The moment it notices the camera, it seems startled and plunges into the sea at incredible speed. Many mermaid videos on the internet are blurry, but this one is relatively clear.
We only know 5% of the ocean, so there's a 95% chance mermaids exist.
A giant corpse was discovered in the mountains. Its head juts out like a pig's snout, but its body is as bulky as a bear's. There's hardly any blood or evidence of a struggle, but it seems decomposed, suggesting it's been dead for a while. The person filming pokes it with a stick, and there's no reaction at all. If it's indeed a pig, it's unbelievably large. If it's a bear, it strangely has pig-like features. Man, if it really was a pig, I wish I could have grown that tall. Oink. Have you ever seen a pile of bones in real life? There's a deep, brick-lined pit in the mountains. Looking inside, you see countless bones piled up. They're not small, they're quite large, raising suspicions they might be human bones. Plus, there are spots of what look like red bloodstains, making it even creepier. But it turns out there's a man-made structure right next to it, likely a livestock shed, meaning these are probably cattle bones.
But aren't you a pig yourself?
Be quiet. We're on a dark country road in Korea. While driving, the driver sees a police ghost standing next to a utility pole. In the darkness, you can't see a face or limbs, only a glowing police vest. Turns out it's just a police mannequin. They dressed it in a police vest and placed it by the roadside to deter speeding.
That would definitely give me the chills and wake me right up.
I still think a speed camera is better though.